Hey everyone, Steve here. I just wanted to do some videos like this. These are like little short form, not a podcast by any chance. I just have some like comments and stuff I want to share, some ideas, and maybe some critical commentary down the line. So, it's the first in the series. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I just haven't been doing it. I just found a place to sit and I'll see where this goes. This video is about, well, it's about BAND-MAID. It's about their tour. And I'm going to say right now, it is purely speculative. So there's no news. If you're looking for news, this is not it. If you're looking for a bit of discussion, yes, I'm looking to have a bit of discussion in the comments. I'm a father of two. I don't have a lot of time for myself. I look for social interaction where I can get it. Uh, so, if the comment section of a video is where it's at, then that's cool with me. So that's what this is going to be at. So if you're here, you've likely heard about BAND-MAID's ongoing world tour with US leg tour dates not announced. And last week when I went to see Nemophila, I showed up early, the first time, like really early, and I was talking to the people there. And we all got to talking, and there was a wonderful experience, mind you. Wonderful, wonderful experience. Oh, and got to talking about the BAND-MAID concert, and it seems like everyone's like on the same page. Something's wrong. Something is wrong. It just there you don't go this far along without mentioning tour dates. And we floated some ideas, but I said something to everyone. I was like, this feels like Brideer. And if you don't know who Brideer is, they are another Japanese all-woman band. Fantastic. Fantastic. I was dying to see them when they announced this tour, and I'm disappointed it never panned out, at least for the US. They announced the world tour. They said US. They didn't say when, they said US. Okay. They put tickets on sale for Europe and wherever else it was. And but they did lock in a festival. There's one in Wisconsin that was headlined by Lords of the Trident. And what ended up happening is, they didn't announce anything else, but we knew roughly when they would be in the US because I think it was like June of 24, I think, or June 25. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It never happened. But, you know, festivals want buy-in right away. They want to lock in their roster so they can start scheduling the event properly, figuring out what people are going on the show. And same thing here. So they locked in and they went on their Europe portion. I know some parts were canceled due to Kimmy's vocal issues, some health issues with her voice. And that was, unfortunate. But, as June started rolling around, there were no US tour dates still. And then after a while, people were just like, I guess it's just going to be the one festival. That's it. I guess that's the US leg. And then, unfortunately, it was announced that they wouldn't make that. It was visa issues. Lords of the Trident had been trying to pull them in, and apparently, like the visa office was like closed for the the summer or something. And it's like something that's a little off, but that's what they gave us. I was like, all right, so it's a visa issue. That sucks. Now, BAND-MAID. Um, they're currently on tour. We don't have US dates. Some people speculated Day of Maid would be when we get the US tour dates. I don't understand why they wait for that. I don't think BAND-MAID loves the US as much as everyone hopes they do. Sorry to say, I just don't think they do. Very Japanese centric. I mean, world domination and all that, but more like Japanese domination. Maybe in another video I'll go down that rabbit hole. But so that said, they didn't announce on Day of Maid. Still haven't announced. You can't have people wait that long. And there's a number of issues with this. So two thoughts came during the conversation I had with the guys waiting at Nemophila, was that it's probably visas, right? That seems the most likely. Especially visas become more complicated, more expensive, just longer wait times, all that other stuff. Blame whoever you want. I'm sure there's plenty of blame to go around and within government. Oh, but You know, here's the thing, right? I floated the idea perhaps it was logistics. Oh, you know, logistics as in like they know they've got one final push before their hiatus in 2027. And perhaps they're looking for strategic placement of venues such that even if they can't get a venue close to some of their fans, the fans don't have to travel as far. They're perhaps looking for a certain type of venue, maybe with seating or a certain amount of standing or, whatever it is. Maybe they're being extra picky and they can't lock everything in, so they can't lock in all the venues, and therefore they're not announcing it. Given how long, though, I'm starting to see this being more and more likely. It's seeming like more like a visa issue, just because of just we haven't heard anything. So, but do you think they should say something? Should they tell their fans, hey, something's going on. We're having trouble. We're trying to troubleshoot. Please just stay with us. Oh, as Miko would like to put in some of her concerts, you waited for us. Not that you're giving your fans much choice, but yes, they're waiting for you. And you really should let them know. At least in my opinion. I think you should let them know. Now, what else I'm curious about is what do you think they should do? Let's say they're having problems. I've been thinking that, perhaps they just cancel the idea of an October show in the US and perhaps pivot to South America. I know they got the Mexico date, and that's probably locked in already. If it's a visa issue, I don't think Mexico's got a problem. But why not expand on that? Why not, salvage the time? And, I know South America tends to get shafted when it comes to concerts. So why not give our southern siblings, something to be happy about? Let's turn this little tragedy into something at least someone else can celebrate. Um, it's I just think that's a good way to do it. So, like, what do you think? Do you think that's a good idea? Should they consider that? Oh, you know, because right now they're making everybody wait, and waiting is, well, it's not fair because we're not the only ones waiting, right? If anyone knows anything about One Sky, and that's the band that tried to bring Nemophila back over, last year. I think it was about last year, and they ran into, issues, contractual language issues that weren't rigid enough that basically came into insurmountable logistical issues and they canceled. But in that process, Nemophila got their visas that they paid for, One Sky, and I think we got to thank them because Nemophila came last week and that was an amazing show. But they've got their own feature coming. They've got 4 bands, headlined by Risky Melody, another really good band. If you haven't had a chance to check them out, please do so. But yeah, they said that they were hoping to do this around the same time BAND-MAID was going to be in country. Now, they also don't want conflicts with fans who might be fans of Risky Melody and Doll's Box and Alika and just one other band, and BAND-MAID. So they're waiting. And I don't know anything. I'm not in the music industry. I don't know anything about setting up tours, not in the slightest. But I imagine you want more than 3 months to do this. And especially with them being slightly new. Like, they don't handle it themselves. I know they hire professionals to do it, but still, something you want more time to kind of do. But, like, that's just, I mean, that's like a big major entity that's waiting on BAND-MAID. But think about also the fans. Like, there's Columbus Day weekend or Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day weekend. For me, that's a big camping weekend. It's the last weekend at the campground I like to go to. I will winterize the family trailer that we keep on site year round. So if the show nearest me tends to fall on that weekend, I'll have to plan around that. Kind of like 4th of July weekend where I plan to go on camping the whole weekend and then Nemophila dropped on July 3rd. Sorry, kids, we're going to go one day late. But yeah, like, people are making plans and they want to make plans, except for the Maniacs. They're not making plans, they're waiting. And that's not really fair to them. So, like, what about you guys? You planning on anything? Like, are you waiting specifically to make plans because you're waiting on BAND-MAID to say something? And that's, I guess, I guess that's really the whole conversation there. It's like, what do you think? What's going on? Should they say something? Please let me know. I'm very curious. It's just one of these things of like, every so often I think about it and go, there's still nothing. You know, who knows? Maybe I drop this video and then they go, oh, you prove you're wrong, Steve. Wish you didn't open your mouth. But hey, why not? It's fun. We can talk about stuff. And, you know, uh, I'll see you in the comments. And, maybe next video I'll criticize baby metal or something. All right. Take care, guys.